News, events, and stories abound in the state system. ATN's appetite for in-depth, unbiased, and factual reportage is the driving principle for this program in order to bring government activities to the doorstep of the people. Our topics for today: on the oil and gas, NNPCL's refinery failure proves my privatization call right, says Atiku. For economy, CAC the lists 400,000 inactive companies. Electoral Act, NLC threatens protest over amendment irregularities. And lastly, police promote 74,352 officers across various ranks. We're open for advert placements, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, product service promotion and commercials. Watch us live on www.atlanticnetwork.tv, Able TV channel 205, Limex TV platform, Ifestec platform, Apple TV, Niger TV, Iroko TV. Connect with us on 18 socials, subscribe, like and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on Twitter now X, Atlantic TV Net. We'll go on a short break, and when we return, we'll continue with the rest of the stories. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. Today with us in the studio, we have the incredible Mr. Henry Barile, who is a public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. We're so glad to have you. So today we'll be looking at some very important stories. The first we have is for the oil and gas sector. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has said the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited's admission that the $1.5 billion rehabilitation of the Port Harcourt refinery was a waste of scarce resources validates his long-standing call for the privatization of Nigeria's state-owned refineries. Atiku made the assertion in a statement shared via his X handle yesterday in reaction to comments attributed to the state oil company that the Port Harcourt facility is not profitable despite $1.5 billion having been spent on rehabilitating it. NNPCL Group Chief Executive Officer Bayo Ojulari, speaking on Wednesday, disclosed that the state-owned refineries were operating at a monumental loss to the country, prompting his leadership team to halt operations to prevent further value erosion. Reacting, Atiku said the admission, though belated, confirms that continued public funding of moribund refineries is economically unjustifiable. After gulping $1.5 billion, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has now admitted that reopening the Port Harcourt refinery is a waste of scarce resources. He criticized what he described as the payment It's safe to say that the Port Harcourt refinery repair was about politics and not business. Or what do you think?
It was just all politics. It was not business. Because if it was business, you won't even be hearing losses. You won't be hearing it's closed down. At some point, they said it was closed down for 2 weeks or so. So if they were in for business, they won't close a business they are running and come back and tell you that they are not making profit. But if it's been privatized and they truly want to start the business, yes, they will make profit. It's going to be privatized, and then you can see the end point of them making profit. So there won't be politics around. There won't be you try to buy the heart of people. You are not buying the heart of anybody. You are making it your own business. You are not trying to do whatever to sweet talk the people into what they want to believe, which is not going to be a reality.
A reality.
Yes, that's just it.
Oh, so it's safe to say that, okay, let me ask you, should government stop spending money on refineries that don't work?
They shouldn't channel the money into the refinery anymore. They should channel it elsewhere. We have the health sector, we have the educational sector. It's better. So if they sell it, even use the money they are meant to channel for the rehabilitation and the sales from the refinery, they add it up and channel it to in other sectors, because the health is lacking behind. The education, we can't say nothing about it. If they can channel those funds into those sectors, Nigeria will be going a lot and doing better.
Oh, thank you so much for your contribution on that story. So the next story that we have is about the Nigeria Labour Congress that has threatened to hold potential nationwide protest and election boycotts over what it described as confusion and contradictory positions by the Senate on amendments to the Electoral Act, particularly regarding electronic transmission of election results. The Labour Union accused the Senate of undermining public confidence in Nigeria's electoral process by failing to clearly state whether electronic transmission of results would be mandatory. The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, expresses a deep concern over the confusion and contradictory narratives emerging from the Senate regarding the amendment to the 2022 Electoral Act, particularly on electronic transmission of results, adding that the lack of clarity surrounding the Senate's decision threatens electoral integrity and public trust. The NLC insisted that the amended Electoral Act must provide a clear mandate compelling INEC to electronically transmit and collate results from polling units in real time, warning that failure to do so could trigger mass action. The warning follows the Senate's passage of the Electoral Act 2022 Repeal and Re-enactment Amendment Bill 2026 through its third reading on February 4, 2026. And in passing the bill, the upper chamber voted down clause which would have required presiding officers to electronically transmit results from polling units directly to the Independent National Electoral Commission's results viewing portal in real time. Now, on this story, Mr. Henry, my question would be, does the Senate's decision put future elections at risk?
It even tries to tell us that there won't be an election in the future. Because if there should be an election and you are announcing the results in the polling unit, what stops you from transmitting it to the national? Because it's the same thing you announce at the polling unit. That
exactly
that
you also
at the national. So what's the difference? If you are not scared that maybe you might lose an election or your preferred candidate is going to lose, I don't see any need why you'll be scared of electronic transmission of results. Because it's just like you going to write, let me take an example of Pursue TME. They tell you that you're not going to see your results. There and then you write, you see your results, you know if you are going to get admission or not. But this one now they're telling you you have to, they don't want to approve or they don't want to bring in electronic transmission of results. No. They're just, let's say they are scared of the outcome of the election for them. That's just the problem they have.
Okay, so but would it be right? Is NLC right to threaten protest over election rules?
First of all, I'm not a fan of protest, but if it comes to this particular scenario, I will support them 100%. If they can actually go for the protest, because one, the term to Nigeria is a system whereby you say you want to go for a protest, they want to divide the house and buy them off. But if NLC can stand their ground and go for the protest, it will yield a very fantastic result that we might not even feel it now. Our future, our next generation is going to attest to the fact that NLC was able to lead such a protest. Because is going to yield results, because the candidate you voted for is going to be the candidate that will be announced.
Exactly, announced.
So nobody is going to jeopardize any election again, because if you had 1 or 10 results at a particular polling unit, it's going to be read at the national when the INEC chairman is going to read the result. Then you know that if in Rivers State you had a total of 1,000 or 1 million votes that were transmitted electronically from each of the polling units, then you know that 1 million votes is for your candidates for Rivers State. You won't be scared again, because you know your candidate is going to win. Some of the 36 states and the FCT, you know that your candidate is winning. You don't even need INEC to announce the results.
True. So that means we should. I'm thinking. So you're saying that should election results be sent electronically to prevent rigging? Do you support that?
I support it 100%, because if it's being sent, how will they rig? You understand? Like the result of Rivers State in the last election 2023, there was so much mutilations, and imagine when a result that was being accepted in court by INEC, they were altering, they had to cancel all the figures, all the party, and started something under a fresh outline of whatever that they did before. You're telling me that now they wrote for APC 1 vote, they wrote for Labour Party 300 votes. They now cancelled, or you could vividly see that they cancelled it and gave APC 300 votes and gave Labour Party 1 vote. So now, if it's being transmitted electronically, you don't even need the result sheet, because whatever, if they alter it, then why did you send something different from what you're bringing down?
Yes.
Because the difference is going to be there. But when you have a situation whereby you just come, you write whatever you did, you announce it at the polling unit, get into the rack center, you're altering the result, you're changing it, you're writing whatever you want to, because maybe you've been bribed or you've been given something, or you have a preferred candidate of your choice, that's going to jeopardize the whole election.
But can we say for sure 100% that this new idea is going to be 100% safe?
Well, I don't
because I believe that exactly.
That's where another angle we should look at. You don't know the system they're going to use, because one, if they use a system that is not as strong as possible, they might want to hack the system, because of the boys are good with hacking them.
Yeah.
They might want to hack it and then alter the result as well. So if they are bringing in something, they should bring in what they know that is not going to be hackable. And is going to be accepted, because one, if I bring in something that is not accepted and is going to cause another face problem, another problem that the people are going to protest against, and then we start seeing another set of protest.
True. Oh, thank you so much, sir, for your contribution on that story. So we'll go on a short break now, and when we return, we will continue with the rest of the stories. Please stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. And now to the rest of our stories. Corporate Affairs Commission has registered more than 400,000 inactive companies from the corporate registry in 2025 as part of reforms aimed at strengthening transparency, protecting the economy and restoring investor confidence. The Registrar General of the CAC, Hussaini Magaji, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, who disclosed this in Abuja during the Commission's monthly fitness walk, which was organized as part of the activities marking its 35th anniversary, said the affected entities were largely companies that had failed to file statutory annual returns for years and were no longer operational, warning that such firms posed serious risks to economic integrity. Magaji said a transparent and up-to-date register was critical to attracting both local and foreign investment, as well as preventing the misuse of corporate structures for illicit activities. The CAC boss described the anniversary fitness walk as symbolic, noting that it reflected the Commission's resilience, teamwork and institutional evolution since its establishment in 1991. The Commission was established by the Companies and Allied Matters Act of 1990 to replace the inefficient company registry, adding that it handles the incorporation and regulation of companies, business names and incorporated trustees. Now, my first question on this story, sir, would be, is removing inactive companies good for Nigeria's economy?
Yes, it's good for Nigerian economy because if you are not filing your reports, be it monthly or annually or yearly, so why are you operating a business? Because the government are generating funds from there, and you are not filing your report. It just tells you that you are not willing to be a good citizen. You are not willing to support the government. You are not filing your report. Then where are you getting your tax clearance certificate you're operating from? Because you don't have it. That means you're forging it, and then you are also putting the funds of those other people that are patronizing you at fault. So the trust they have on you is not going to be there, because you are going to be a lot of insincerity all through your operation. Because if you file your reports, you have your tax clearance, you go for your business, there is one or two ways you are going to benefit from the government, directly or indirectly. So if they can register those 4,000 companies and publish the name, so that people, the end people, will know the companies and know that these are the companies that are not or no longer functional, so that they will tend to look for those ones that are functional and then operate with them.
Okay, so it's safe to say that companies that don't file returns should be shut down.
Exactly my point earlier. Those that don't file should be shut down, because if you are not filing, meaning you're hiding your income from the government. Whatever you generate now, the government will not know. You are trying to play a smart one on the government, because it's from those funds they tend to fund the budget, and they have all what they use to fund other parastatals that are there. So if you say you are not going to do it, meaning you are just telling them to hell with you. And if you are saying to hell with you, you are not also assuring them of whatsoever is going to come subsequently. So that's just it.
Okay, so now let's look at it from the business angle. For small businesses, do you think this move will, help or hurt small businesses or small business owners?
No, it will help them, because the federal government already said if you are not generating, I think it's about 50 million, you will not need to pay tax. Okay. That's what I think that should be 2025 or 2024. You are not going to pay tax. So if you are not paying tax, submit your monthly returns. Let's know what you are doing, or the business you are running, how much you are making, and truly, if you are not making up to that amount, don't pay any money. So the government on this part is sincere. If you are not making up to 50 million, don't pay money. So why are you not scared of submitting your monthly or annual reports if you are not being fishy? So the government is right on that part.
Okay, thank you very much for your contribution on that story. Now, the last story that we have for today is about the Nigeria Police. It says Nigeria Police Force has promoted a total of 74,352 officers across various ranks nationwide since January 2025, while dismissing claims of irregularities in the promotion process. A statement by the Force Public Relations Department said the promotions cut across senior and junior cadets from the rank of Assistant Inspector General of Police to Corporal. And according to the breakdown, 45 commissioners of police police were elevated to assistant inspectors general, while 69 deputy commissioners were promoted to commissioners of police. The force also promoted 156 assistant commissioners of police to deputy commissioners, 1,014 superintendents of police to chief superintendents, and 270 chief superintendents to assistant commissioners, including 980 assistant superintendents of police to deputy superintendents, 615 deputy superintendents to superintendents, and then 30,828 inspectors to assistant superintendents of police. At the junior cadet level, 16,970 sergeants were promoted to inspectors, 8,840 corporals to sergeants, and 58 police constables to corporals. And while reacting to public criticism, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, dismissed allegations of a promotion scandal, insisting that the exercise was based strictly on merit and professionalism, stressing that the promotions form part of ongoing reforms aimed at boosting morale, strengthening leadership, and improving operational effectiveness. Now, we've heard a lot about the police, especially the police. I don't want to talk about the force generally. We've heard a lot about the police, you know, what the bribery and all of that, and how they are not concerned about citizens, especially on the road. Now, my question on this promotion will be, will these promotions make the police officers work better?
To me, no. Why? It's just like you, from what you said, that say they are harassment. Okay, if a police officer harasses me and then I complain, and then maybe 2-3 years after he's been promoted, what's the difference? It's just the same system, new rank, because nothing is being done. There is no proper reform. Okay, how did he get to such a level that will warrant for promotion? What were those things? Sometimes promotion is being used as a form of settlement. And the more you promote someone that is corrupt, the more strength and more what are you giving? More authority and more strength, like more, should I say, road or access to corruption. So the more he tends to do it more, if no proper reforms is being carried out, it's not a cure, it's just a channel. So police promotion is, to me, is entirely not,
especially with these huge numbers of, like, the figures we are having.
Exactly.
is a lot.
What did they do to warrant such promotion? How can you be promoting 10,000? What? Okay, did they write exam? What did they actually do that you promoted them? What were the courses, if you can list it out? If you pass an exam, or if you go to a school, for you to be promoted, you have to pass an exam. You'll be listed, your courses will be listed, what you scored, what you your final CGPA, and you graduate. But this one, not to just say people have been promoted, you don't know if they are being settled. So that means, okay, settle my boy because he's a policeman, or he's a corrupt policeman that is being funding. In a place, my place, there is a policeman that gave his gun to armed robbers. They were operating with his gun. If not that he was killed, he would have been promoted as well. So those cases like that, what do you do to solve them? You just keep on promoting them, because 2 years after his promotion, so you promote everybody that say, okay, he's qualified for promotion. What are the criteria for such promotion? You're not listing it out. You're not telling anybody. Just keep up. Then when they criticize you, you say they were fit for promotion. What were they?
Exactly what takes me to my second question, because I wanted to ask you: do you believe that these promotions were based on merit?
No, they weren't. Because if they were based on merit, it would be open to the public. You can access it, because school, you can have a login. This school instance, you have a login, you have a password. Anybody can log in your password, username and password. If you give them. But this one, there is no room for it. You just came out and said people are being promoted. What did they do? What channel? Okay, what did they operate from? What were their achievements within that period they worked before they got promoted? This one, you didn't outline anything. You just said people like you promoted Inspector General, Assistant Inspector General of Police. What are you doing? What did they do?
And the figures are just outrageous.
Tell the public what they did. Because how can such a number of persons be promoted? It's not proper. If they are in a good system, it's not proper. Because if you are writing an exam, someone that has A, B, C can be promoted. But D, E, F, we have to repeat. But this one, nobody knows the score they had. You just hear a number and you say they have been promoted, and you're happy about it. And you are telling people not to query you or ask you anything. No, it's not right.
Because I'm going to ask this question, judging from the settlement you talked about, right? Using these promotions as a way of settling these police officers. Can we say that these promotions would really fix the problems in the police force?
It's not fixing. It's not, like I told you earlier, it's not the cure, but it's a channel. It's not the cure for anything. Because, one, if maybe a policeman is working with a politician, he can have access to maybe the IG or whatever and lobby for his promotion and all that because he's with him. But does that person really qualify for such promotion? That is what you should be looking at, because he's not adding value to the society. Their promotion should come based on you adding value to the society. Because if you are attacking me or you are harassing me and I report, 2 years later I see that you are now being promoted. Come on, it's not a fair thing to me because I was harassed. What did they do? Nothing. No query, no question, nothing. It's just like they are paying them for being corrupt. That's just what it entails.
So apparently promotions cannot fix the whole issues that we have in the police police force.
It's not going to fix it. I use the case of Israeli force because I studied their policing, and my God, Nigeria needs to do a whole lot of work. Because you wouldn't just see, okay, look at US. You can't just see a US police officer. He has been promoted. There are some levels you grow to.